Hi, this is Kimberly. When I went to post this video, I realized it sounded like I was in the middle of a sentence or something. That's just how my brain has been, well, always, actually. And what I'm trying to say is, this was originally supposed to be the opening for the Troy McCoy video, and then it got to be nearly 30 minutes, so I was, no, this won't work. So I split them up, is what I'm trying to say. So now I'm going to start in the middle of a sentence, trying to explain it to you. Just bear with me, okay? Love you. You know what? By the time I got done babbling, I realized just how long this video is, so it's going to be posted on its own rather than as an opening, because people aren't going to listen to that, and some people don't want to listen to me amble, and others just want to hear Troy McCoy. So therefore this was an intro, but now it's just a babbling video. Okay? Alright. Love you. Hi, this is Kimberly. Today's video features a cleaned up audio version of 33-year-old, at the time, Troy McCoy's Friday, August 17th, 2018 interview with the Colorado Bureau of Investigation and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Now, by cleaned up audio, I don't mean that I cleaned up any swearing or anything. That's me. I'm the one that does that. Just so there's no misunderstandings. Troy McCoy is a field coordinator at Anadarko Petroleum Corporation in Plattsville, Colorado. Same job title as Christopher Lee Lunkhead Watts. And the purpose of this second interview from the agents was to clarify some timeline questions and to inquire about McCoy returning to Survey 319 on Tuesday, August 14th. To go poking and snooping around and stuff because he felt suspicious. I don't know where his first interview is. I don't know that it was actually released. I couldn't find it. If someone knows where it is, please enlighten me. Special Agent Jones did the report for the first interview. Now, they started off talking about that Friday when Watts and McCoy met in a grocery store parking lot and they exchanged the fire stick. Dumbass brought it to give to Troy so he could do some tweaking on it. I don't know. Returned it to him promptly on Monday, as a good friend and co-worker would do. Fuckface doesn't know the meaning of good friend, co-worker, father, husband, son, etc. Son-in-law. Let's add that one too. Before I go any further, for those of you that are abrupt and intolerant and don't offer one speck of consideration about hurting my feelings, I have very thoughtfully left a timestamp in the description for you, so you don't have to hear my broken clamshells clacking and scratching on a chalkboard voice. I'm always considerate like that. Too bad you don't want to stick around to get to know me. Some people like being hollered and cussed at. You're welcome. No one really said that about me, about my voice. It was actually about NK's voice. But I thought it was a cool comment, so I wanted to use it. Thank you, commenter. See, I do read the comments. I've not read every single one yet, but I will someday. I even try to respond and shit sometimes. So if I don't respond to your comment and only give it a heart, know that I did read it, and it doesn't mean that I don't think you're not all awesome sauce and shit, right? Alright. Thank you. I knew you'd understand. Back to Troy McCoy, with the rhyming name. Troy McCoy begins telling the agents that Cody called him on Friday and said he thought there was a leak in the bypass line, coincidentally while he was meeting with Dunderhead to pick up the fire stick. He needed to tweak the fire stick for his work buddy, and he promptly returned it to the quadruple murderer first thing Monday morning when, he came sloppily dragging his ass in and, never mind. I'm posting this, I know it's been posted before, but, because I can and I want to. Damn it. I'm posting this because it delves deeper into what Miss Lena, the author of My Daddy is a Big Fat Bumbling Mind-Twisted Dickhead Zero. Oh, excuse me. a hero. And in the chapter 1, and that's as far as I've gotten so far, but I had a damn computer crash, and I started this, and it was to be posted on December 23rd, and it's just one damn thing after another around here. And we have 5 people streaming multiple devices at all times and all hours of the day and night, and things can be difficult. Well, to be completely honest, one of the 5 people that lives here, and she doesn't like when I say this, but she's a fucking off and on drug abuser, drug addict, someone who abuses illegal drugs and claims that they don't, and it's not me. It's not Mr. Kimberley. It's not the 2 of my 3 granddaughters that lives here. I just wanted to put that out there to explain a little bit why I've been gone. I will talk about it more at a later date if you so desire, and if I so desire sometime. Anyway, let's not talk about me. Let's get back to this Troy McCoy thing, okay? I'm posting this because Miss Lena, the author of My Daddy is a Hero, Troy, My Daddy is a Hero, in chapter 1, Troy gives a play-by-play of his interaction with Lunkhead, which was discussed in chapter 1. It's what I think I'm trying to say, and I just need to wrap this up and just play it for you. But I've not heard this interview in a couple of years, except for when I was cleaning up the audio just now again, and that's what I meant by that. And it was almost like listening to it for the first time. You know, when you rewatch a movie and you pick up things you had overlooked before or forgotten about, or it now made sense because you know how it ends, or just something like that. At one point, Troy says, quote, "The oil was bubbling up from there, and that's what caused the stain," end quote. I'm like, if there was an active leak, why wait until Monday morning to go have a look at it? Isn't it an environmental hazard, like a EPA thing? Troy said it was bubbling, for God's sake. For Pete's sake. And Fuckface's solution was, let's cover it back up with dirt. Okay? Troy gives an excellent explanation on why they do that, and I'm sure Anadarko was very proud of this moment, but I'm just saying, I honestly don't think that's how you would really handle something like that. That's just me. Even the agents were like scratching their head going, so there's an active oil leak and y'all weren't going to really do anything? This interview, they go through the timeline of when they met regarding the fire stick on Friday. Then they don't have any contact over the weekend. Then they pick up first thing Monday morning. So this is Troy's second interview. I don't recall ever hearing the first. Do any of you? And I know I'm repeating myself throughout this, whatever it is, but just shut up, okay? Fuck off if you don't like it. You'll regret it. Just saying. I'm not sure if it was released, and I'm tired and I don't want to look for it. I've been through a lot. Y'all quit expecting me to go above and beyond right now, okay? I'll get back to that at some point, but it ain't happening right now. Damn it. But the reason for this interview is due to Troy going back out to Survey and poking around when he shouldn't have been, meaning the day after the murders. And he knew he wasn't supposed to go back out there. And he says several times, "We can just pull up my Geo tab, guys." He keeps repeating questions. And at first I'm like, is that a stall tactic for lying? I was really starting to get suspicious of him. At first I thought it was, and then I realized he was just really upset and holding it together and felt weird about going out to Survey on Tuesday and all of that mess. Or at least he was embarrassed about being caught. And he apologized and pled his case, and I believed him. I believe the best in people till they prove otherwise, Chris Icarus asshat, fuckface, shithead, pea-brain, baby crying on a plane, filthy, dirty, mildewed, smelly, horse-faced, flippin' delusional peanut head, star-raving dumb fuck. Some people are so fucking uncouth. Anyway, Troy seems to be very observant. He was saying that the oil at this point was filling up at around 2 inches per day, that it was about 9 feet at that point. And Cody said it would be ready to haul before the end of the week, so by Thursday or Friday. What was Lunkhead thinking? Shit for brains? That Cody would never notice the tufts of hair in the thief hatch? The bodies would be, for lack of a word that doesn't sound as cruel, gone by then. I don't understand his thinking. He has shit for brains. It's all, and it's that runny diarrhea shit. Ugh. But that shithead has never made sense to me or to anyone. I don't know what he is, but most people aren't what he is. For one, he acts like he ain't got a fucking brain, like I said. Cover it back up with the dirt. Good God Almighty, son. So, just so you know that I have saved you time, except for this intro. But there's no need for you guys to have to wait while Agent Zettner takes notes and mouth breathes and clears his throat and shit. I've cut a good 7 or 8 minutes from this audio just by taking most of that blarney out. What will you do with that extra time today? You're welcome. Agent Zettner likes to do the can't fucking talk today. Throat clearing thing. Agent Zettner likes to do the he's a throat clearer. Like that. And it's real loud. And he's a mouth breather. Well, we all are. I know, damn it. And not that I don't make mouth noises. I do. I cleaned out the extended pauses for you because I like y'all and shit. And, whenever, just little note to self, but whenever you click that subscribe button and ding the bell thing, we instantly become best friends. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, yes, I cleaned out the extended pauses because you know how I like shit to flow. Well, not that I like flowing shit per se. Okay, the truth is, I don't want to unload the dishwasher and clean up the crumbs from all over the kitchen counters right now. And I'm hungry. And if I fix something to eat, everybody's going to be, what you cooking? What you cook? Fuck that. Fuck all of that fucking bullshit. Good God Almighty, Kimberly. I can't just sneak in there and make a ham sandwich or something. I'll turn into a fucking short order cook. Be making gourmet to order grilled ham and cheese and some bullshit like that. Oh, can you make some Kool-Aid? And when are you going to make those muffins? So I said I had work to do. So this is why y'all are getting this video now. Plus, I uncrashed my computer. I have 3 computers, but there's one in my bedroom, one in my office, and the other one. Oh, that's Mr. Kimberley's computer. Yeah. But, people living here, I could no longer say they're staying here. People living here, and they've just taken over. You know that happens. Anyway, I didn't want to do the dishwasher and clean up the kitchen and cook and shit, And then they're nervous because they hear me in here hollering. And I'm like, y'all don't disturb me. And I slam the door. Yeah, I know what to do. I didn't just fall off the turnip truck yesterday. Is it offensive to say that? If it is, I am terribly sorry. And a few people got upset about me saying something about the drivers not answering the phone when fuckface was calling them. And I understand that drivers can't talk on their phones while they're driving. I don't think I thought of that at the time, but it's another part of my life I've tried to block out. I used to be a driver manager. I know how it is. However, when I called a driver, I did expect a call back very quickly and to be safe in doing so, but for some reason the drivers would always call me immediately, but not the other managers. I think they liked talking to me or something. And they were driving 18-wheelers and such. So if you've ever driven past a tractor trailer in the emergency lane with their flashers going, they're probably returning a very important call to Kimberley. And I'm not stupid. They knew because I taught them. I would message and let them know if I expected a return call at their earliest and safest convenience. It would range from a steaming hot load I needed them to get, or, hey, your DOT physical is expiring on such and such date. You don't need to call me back, just a reminder. 1.5 minutes later, the driver would be calling the office, and they wouldn't leave a message with anyone if I was busy. They would wait 15 minutes for me to come to the phone while I was tied up. Not tied up. Mr. Kimberley and I would save that for Saturday night. That way, I had all day Sunday to recover. But it was a very small open office with 4 of us working at a time, and 2 were at the driver's window, 1 working at a counter, and me at the desk. I got the desk because I would also do all the paperwork no one wanted to touch, because they would fuck it up and make us fail a monthly audit. Anyway, so we were all right there, and there was no such thing as a damn private phone call. Plus, we would often utilize the speaker option on the phone. They would go back every couple of minutes and offer to take a message or to help the driver. Nah, I gotta talk to Kimberley. And I'd get back to them finally, and they'd be like, I just had to hear your voice. It's a safety thing. And now I'm happy and feel cared for as a driver. You're the only one that makes me feel that way. The others just piss me off, and that doesn't make for a safe driver. And that's why I won't talk to my wife until my shift is over. Like, just shut up. They would go on and on and on. And if I was like verbally abusive for them, they just ate it up. And I was a great multitasker at the time. I could continue my work while chatting it up with the driver, or hollering at them, or whatever the need may be. And I made it clear to the drivers that if I called them and they answered and they were driving, I would beat their ass. Even if it is urgent, I can wait until they are pulled over, till they pull themselves over, not get pulled over. And it's not necessary to call me immediately back every single time. I was in charge of safety training too, so I was all about safety. Once I started doing the meetings, we had a huge uptick in in-person attendance. Some drivers were always on the road or off during business hours, but I began meeting drivers I had never before seen in person. The ones that worked the overnight shifts and would be out of town for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. Come ambling in, I set my alarm so I didn't miss this. That's when I found out that I was all charismatic and shit. My whole fucking life I got stuck in customer service jobs. You're good with the customers, Kimberley. I'm like, I hate the fucking customers. They'd be like, well, that's okay. They don't know. Okay. I always wanted jobs where I was just left the fuck alone, but I always got picked out for a special job. Oh, you're much too special to do that. We have a special job for you. Well, you can take your special job and shove it up your tight ass. I don't want to do the goddamn special job, all right? But I'd get stuck with it. Remember earlier when I said some people like to get hollered at and cussed at and shit? Drivers. They would just stand at the window cheesing while I ripped them a new one about their DOT hours of service or something. It was rumored that some began making errors, quote unquote, making errors intentionally. So they would have to come in and be counseled by me, consequently ripping them a new asshole. The company liked to call it a business discussion. Yeah, Kimberley needs to meet with you for a business discussion. Oh, fuck off. The driver would come to the window. "I have to talk to Kimberley." Another manager would see that I was busy and say, "Oh, it's about your driver's logs. I can go over that with you." Then they'd commence to waving around a crinkled up sweaty letter that I had neatly folded and privately left for them attached to their folder where they would turn in their driver's logs. This was back in the day when you had to turn in paper logs. I don't know if they still do that. Some do, I think, or I think you still have to so that if you get pulled over, you can, whatever. I don't keep up with that shit anymore. But they'd be waving around their crinkled up, sweaty piece of paper. "This is from Kimberley. It says to talk to her." Another driver would say, "How did you get that?" And he'd say it was in my log folder. We turn them in every day. And 9 of them would go rushing over to the corner, looking like they were all balls and chains, like in that movie, "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" You know, when the prisoners come shuffling into the movie theater. That's how they'd be, moving across the break room, all in unison and shit. And one of the drivers would be like, "I got one too." And then another would be, "Move, let me check my folder." Then there would be those 2 drivers standing over at the donut table, stuffing their faces, asking one another, "Did you know we were supposed to turn them in every day?" And of course, yes, was before everything was fancy and modern and flowery, like it was at Anadarko, where they have those geotab things telling on you. The things in the truck tells on the driver for being a menace on the roadway. Geotab, yeah. Tell you, years upon years of that shit has made me hate all telephones, all cell phones, landlines, you name it, pay phones. Next to leaf blowers, the most unappealing sound in the world is a ringing telephone. I would break up with boyfriends because they wanted to talk on the phone too much. Listen to me, like I had a lot of boyfriends. I never had one till I was 15 years old. And I met Mr. Kimberley when I was 17, and then my life was over. I mean, it was all over from there, you know, having boyfriends. And we married when I was 19, and I tell Mr. Kimberley that he helped me escape my home life with my parents. And he was like, "I know, right?" But actually, he was the one who pointed out to me, I'm going to take you away from this shit." I'm like, "What?" I thought all parents were like mine. Nope, that was a shocker to me. I thought everyone's mother slapped their new husbands across the face. They were out in the driveway drunk, making a scene in front of all the neighbors and shit, trying to prevent Mr. Kimberley from taking me halfway across the country for his new job. "You're not taking my baby halfway across the country." Smack. They were each pulling me by an arm, my mother and Mr. Kimberley. Mr. Kimberley won. I've always attributed our long marriage to living out of state for the first large part of our marriage, way out of state for 18 years. At that point, we were like, whoever initiates divorce proceedings has to take full-time custody of the kids. And once we made that agreement, it never got brought up, so it was easier to just stay married. Goodness, how do I go from one subject to another? But it feels so good to be doing my channel again, or trying to do my channel. I'm at war with myself or something. I don't know. I made a mistake. I went and looked at my old childhood home just 'cause I was in the neighborhood with my daughter, and I shouldn't have. I think it triggered some shit. Just, you know, but as though I wasn't already dealing with stuff. But everything just seemed, my channel, everything seemed so insurmountable a few weeks ago. Just like how I flip from one subject to another, that's how it also leads from one small thing to another, each one getting bigger, and before I know it, I'm in a fibromyalgia flare or a major depression. I never know it when I'm immersed. It's not until I start to come out of it that I'm, oh, yeah, I think I was having a flare, or I was depressed, or I am depressed, or if I forget my medication, I will just sit there and stare and just be quiet. And it's not until someone, usually Mr. Kimberley, asks me what's wrong, And I'll be like, nothing, why? Mind your own business. What the fuck is wrong with your ass? If you don't know what's wrong with your ass, just ask me. I have a list. And then I'll go slam off to bed and I need to take my meds. And I look at my pill box and I'm like, oh, I haven't taken a single flipping pill all day. Yeah, it's not easy being me, y'all. But I love that y'all get it. That's my favorite part. And to those of you that are saying to yourself, what is this shit? I don't get it. It's an artistic piece and you don't understand. So either learn to love me or move along, please. Thank you. I can't wait to get out of this funk, which it's starting to look good, despite the fact that yesterday was a really bad day. Comes and goes. I may tell you a bit more about my experiences with depression. Let me know if you're interested. I know many of you suffer from it as well, just like many of you have illness that you deal with every day, health challenges, as Shanann would call it. And I promised to do some reaction videos, and I've not forgotten about that. I still want to do those. I'm excited about it. I asked you guys a couple or 3 videos back if you would like me to react to a single video of your choosing. Not an entire channel, but one video. And I quickly checked out a couple of them that you guys sent me, and I think it's going to be fun. Now, I don't expect drama. It'll all be in fun and shit. I do have a little bit of a mean streak in me sometimes. I'll soon hopefully get back to working on my channel like before. But right now, Mr. Kimberley and I are outnumbered by the 3 grand ladies. We have beds for them. They're here on school break. But they like to camp out all over the house, you know, make a pallet in the floor. If we told them they had to sleep in the floor, they'd be probably pissed, you know. It's hard to walk around here sometimes. And there was Christmas presents, and now they're all been unwrapped, and they're spilling out everywhere. Christmas exploded. This after we agreed once again to a small Christmas, meaning just a few presents and not a big to-do, and split up visits with one another so we're not so crowded in here because it gets claustrophobic and loud. And then we ended up having 12 people at our little Merry Christmas on Christmas Day, and it was fun. It ended up being fun. Land sakes alive, I have stuff to do, y'all. I must scurry along. I do hope you enjoy this video that I have so thoughtfully edited for you, Troy McCoy's interview, his second interview with the FBI and CBI. So you don't have to wait through long pauses and paper ruffling and stuff. I think I explained it earlier, but that was a long time ago. I'm sorry, guys. I'm suffering from the effects of overindulging it, and if I remember correctly, I treated my body like an amusement park over the holidays, and I really shouldn't have. I'm gonna go light some sage. I ordered myself a sage kit. What the fuck do I have to lose? It's supposed to get rid of negative energy. I'm willing to try anything at this point. Y'all are like, what the fuck is she talking about? Well, you have to have ADD to follow along with me. That's all I gotta say about that. I know some people get lost when you go from one subject to the next, and this video is going to be hard to give a topic to because there were many. Well, toodles. I'm going to calm my crazy ass down, burn sage, and take an essential oils bath. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.